Hello and welcome. It is the 17th day of May 2019. Welcome to the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. I don't plan on doing really anything else in this video, but the order of content. Let's going to start off with a little bit of Bitcoin analysis. Then I'm going to move on to some sad news amongst the wrestling industry. I'm going to continue that on with some comments that have been received. I will then continue on with more Bitcoin analysis. I will then talk about ChainLink after that. And that's all. So let's get started. Okay, so within the Bitcoin price, decent decline today, down almost 10%. It's been down more, it's been down less. The day's not done. It's 9:27 a.m. Eastern Time, with price actually coming down to the 18 average of lows. And interesting situation, because this is to me the middle of no man's land, well below the 63, well above. That's not no man's land. Well above the top at around 10,000. It represents about a 50% retracement. Not only overall, but a 50% retracement between both the 38.2 and the 61.8. As far as people thinking, 50% is a Fibonacci level. No, it's not. But it is an interesting retracement level. I still think it's worth looking as a retracement. I don't. But let's just go ahead. Okay, I'm not going to do it actually. But I'll tell you what the retracement is in calculation. I just don't feel like calculating it because I just don't feel like calculating it. It is log, and inside the log I need 8388 divided by 6341.9 divided by log 981408 divided by 6341.9. That is the percentage that is retraced from this point to this point. It actually looks like about 61.8%, which is kind of an interesting number. 61.8% from this low to this high. But anyway, that just tells me again, a little bit of no man's land here and there. Looking at the price on the weekly term time frame, still overextended, still in need of a correction, at least more of one. It's had a little bit of one just by viewing last period having a small line wick, and this one a noticeable one. So it's had a little bit of short-term corrections that it shows on the weekly. Obviously in need of more, but just because it's in need of one doesn't mean it has to do it now. It will definitely do it at some point via price or time. And at what price point? Well, the 18 average will just move up with it in coordinates. It's okay. So let's now move on to some wrestling news next. As I was watching this What Culture video, a former WWE star dies at 39, Ric Flair, serious health concerns, and more. Ashley is the girl who was in wrestling about 10, 11 years ago, a former original NXT performer. In the earlier hearing of this, it doesn't sound like it was any time. I'm not too sure exactly of the reason, but it doesn't sound like any of all the reasons why a lot of the former, and WWE wrestling history has a lot of early deaths, and another one is in the case. Ric Flair, he has been battling health concerns for quite some time. I wished him the best over what he's going through. So now, as far as the comments are concerned, Chris Daniels commenting, "No, money charts. I can't believe you missed a double top at the 8300s. You slipping, bro. You supposed to be on your A game. Charts rule everything." Just a little bit of reminder. First of all, I don't really trade Bitcoin. Not much at all. I don't count trading Bitcoin for profit taking or moving it into precious metals. And Bitcoin, I mean, not against the US dollar, that is. And I've done it a few times, and it just hasn't done me well because, well, the U.S. dollar is something I'm not really a fan of. But a big reason why I'm into gold, silver, and precious metals and cryptocurrencies. And also, it's one of those interesting games because as far as my strategy on Fibonacci, it was a headache move. I mean, you're not going to get the sell, you're not going to get the buy. It's so obvious. But so be it. And then the whole point of it, there's a couple other things. One, that means you have to be there over and over again. I got an old school track record that I just don't want to, I got plans to beat it. But back in the old days, 2009, I learned the hard way what failed move fast move meant. Thus, my bankroll told me that. So whenever I get into setups like that, I've done it like 4 times and 5 times in crypto, maybe 50% success. I don't, not much though, not much big sample size. Where I'll just go long here or a short here or whatever. And I don't even think there's been any shorts. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. And it worked out to the point that it was like, it's not fun. I don't want to be there tracking it. It's just work I don't want to do. And I've got my strategy to increase the Bitcoin, and the way of not doing it is selling Bitcoin against the US dollar. And some other comments. Let's go to the crypto dead. Damn, man, it's crazy. You just said that about Theta because I sent 3 different coins. Theta was one of them. Other two came in. Ethos wallet never. Apparently, I don't. This is confusing. It sounds like all your Theta was lost. I'm not too sure exactly what this meant. I had a situation where it seems as if on the Theta wallet I need T fuel to send coins and hardly any at all, which were free from a fork recently. But I mean, once the wallets are online, I'm sure it's going to be fine, and it would be a cheap cost. But I only sent 100 just for a test run, so I'm definitely not sending any more until I can think if it's a good wallet or not. I'm gonna get over this one next, and then DGB Unlimited Crypto Videos. Thanks for the comments. It seems a lot of DGB fans like my content and are big on the coin. I'm big on the actuality, tangibility of it, from what I see. It just works out for everything that I'm looking for is spectacular upon it. And what those everythings are is the speeds of the transferring just fast. The cost is like nothing. The market, it's fun, easily traded market. There's never a spread that's like a with a missing number, and if there is, I take it. Meaning, say the price is 200. Well, it's going to be 200 and 201 or 200 and 199. But if you see a situation where it's 200 and say 202, well, if I'm looking to sell, I'll put an order at 201, and if I'm looking to buy, I'll put an order in at 201. So that's one reason, again, why I like DGB. I like the Trezor wallet situation. I'm going to talk more about the wallets within this video as we talk about ChainLink. And that's another great reason why I like it. I like its volatility, as that's something I'm looking for amongst my buy low, high low strategy. To me, it's ranked by far #1 for cryptocurrency coins that have high volatility, amongst that as the safest on the group in looking for that of a bull market. And then you, of course, throw in its amazing wallet and amazing blockchain. Okay, so Mo, a lot of comments. Thanks so much for over the months and years, it seems. I don't know how long, but it's definitely going back to the early days in 2017. I think. If not, it's been a while. You should look at ChainLink. Again, it is having an amazing run as we speak, and the product launches 30th of May. And I know what that product is now. I didn't yesterday. Heads up, folks. And I was reading it that yesterday, and I'm like, oh, what's so be it is it launching? And I know, I mean, coins. I need the case use scenario, and there's a case use to that coin. So then, the comments are done. I have to talk about this on Bitcoin and just show you how difficult it was in playing a double top and how easy it was to actually play that using my 18 average. But double top, if you were to play on that, good luck, because there were so many reasons to make that hard. So then, let's take a look at Bitcoin. I already got other lines drawn in on the Bitstamp exchange, only 2. But I'm going to get that exchange up now. There we have it. Let's take a look at the double top, which is actually a triple top technically. If you look at the point A's to point B's, because there's 3 point B hits, and this is a daily chart. You can't see it here. We have to shorten it at 4-hour term. Even better to see it on the 1. And that's the chart form that I've been focusing on anyway. Triple top. And it's such a dysfunctional one because, one, you have this top, this bottom. This top, this bottom. So technically this is well, it's not really a double top because, well, double top is like two reverse U's or V's, basically. And that's a bad second V. And a lot of them are that way too, which is then if it's a really like a lower one, it becomes an inverted cup and handle. And that's, yeah, so something like that. But for me, a lot of people will say a double top comes here. And no, that's just a retest of previous high. And that's the spot I don't like I talk about where I'm like, oh man, are we going to get much resistance? Are we going to break through big? Yada, yada, yada. And that sort of stuff there. For me, I need to see a double top break that level of support. And of course it did, obviously. But I got two lines in here because we had this line of this low, and we have this line that hit here. Never really tested anywhere. Yeah, there were these other ones here, but once it broke this line, I'd be looking for support here. And then breaking this line, I'd be looking for support maybe down to here. And in breaking it, what I need to see it break the neckline. And obviously, well, I can't see it from this chart. I was going to say, obviously, it didn't come back to on the short term, but you can't tell. It didn't, though. So the only way you could have got in on this is if you literally, once you've seen it go lower, for you to basically sell or short or whatever. And technically for me, it would be so hard because let's see, how much Bitcoin do I have liquid to me available? And I mean instantly liquid. Liquid means available like fast. And in this case, fast is seconds. The blockchain, it takes an hour for it to go, so I ain't sending it from my Trezor. Therefore, it would have been, okay, what do I got on Binance? Absolutely diddly squat, nothing. Okay. Coin exchange, nothing. Craptopia now, Deadtopia. Only what they can't give me back is what I got there, no Bitcoin, and they're done. Bittrex, okay, I got a buy order in for AidCoin. I could delete that and re-put it in, no problem. Ditto with TTC coin, and I actually have a sell order for this, so I don't trade it much, but a buy order for TUSD, but that's at $10,000 Bitcoin, so I could easily take that, and that's all I got. And then on Poloniex, I got, at that time, 2 buy orders for Doji, so I could delete that and I could buy USDC or something like that there. Which, but that's not much for me. I don't know, what might be, a few $100, but not much. And if I were to do that, I technically would want it, literally, if I were to do it, I don't know, and I'm going to take the time to do it, I think minimum bet would be $4,000 or $5,000 of risk. So I'm not going to lose that. It's just, I would take 5,000 worth of Bitcoin, sell it for whatever US dollar fund that I want at that time, and then of course I would have bought Bitcoin back so fast after it here, and I probably would have been higher than 62.60. In fact, it would have been 68 probably, because it would have been previous low. Anyway, with that being said, let's take a look at this on the 1 minute, which first we'll see what it's looking like now, but I want to go back to the event and talk about that. So here we are. Since the 830 bottom has been so far, hasn't lost this up move so far, it has barely broke this level of resistance, and in that maybe one leg higher might come into play, but it is the 1 minute time frame. I'm focusing on the event, so let me take you there. And we're doing so here as it just took seconds to get the last bit there. You seen like a few candles added. I was just adding like extra just to get as much as I want, just to show its bear market run from that top and how it's been consistently making lower highs and that matching low. Or we got those support, those key levels, those 2 key lines are definitely the ones that it's really got to break to show me that we're in jeopardy of having a significantly leg lower, or it's ready to establish or attempt on the less than midterm time frame that we're going to break down. Okay, so I like looking at this with less candles overall because, one, I can see red-green a bit better, and I can see the 18 average better, which is what we're going to get into for how playing this would have worked, but not on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so this is what happened right here. So it got by this, but it's a really terrible situation when I don't have, I mean, first I like to have a good, awesome level of support, like a big verified one. This one was complete opposite. One that's hit like 3-4 times in and around the same area. This was hit once each in 2 different areas, so I hated it right there. So if anything, on the second line is where I would do it. As far as making a play, I wouldn't do it here because unless I was playing for the line below, that's the only way. So here, okay, so now what happens on that minute? Again, I've said this once or twice before. Sometimes you need to have a shorter term. Like this is where you need tick by tick. So if anything, you're like, okay, clear break, you got it now. How much time do you have? Whatever time within that last minute and now at this point you would have. But even now, as I'm talking, it's been like 17 seconds or whatever, and that market's going to move in that time. And you can see that if I'm not going to get in on this by like in here, I'm now got to wait for it to settle down and find something. So unless I could have been fast to get it in here, I'm not going to get in on the whole play. And then you can see just how fast it continuously went down. Every single candle the same here on the Bitstamp exchange. The open is the high, and the close is the low. For I mean, technically maybe not, but my eyes don't see a single line from this candle. Okay, maybe here there was. I don't know what's. How am I going to do this? Okay, so the low 73.20, 73.20. Look at the high. Both highs the same, both lows the same. Both highs the same, both lows the same. So that just kept on going over and over and over again. And then of course the amount of the profit is where do you go? I mean, and the reason why it would be hard for Fibonacci levels, because if anything, if you want to play the market, my recommendation would be, well, if you want to put orders in, unless you're playing like small numbers, you're just going to get probably 2, 3, whatever buy orders hit normally. I would think no, because I'm looking to sell at 10,000, not at 83, and I'm looking to buy at 6. Okay, wait a second. This one here is interesting. This low is at 61.78. So maybe if I'm playing Bitstamp exchange, I would have hit because I'd have a buy order at that key Fibonacci level. So then, let me just want to bring this back to the other exchange, and I'm not surprised because. When markets move fast, the differential in lows can be very big. So what was the Bitfinex number first? It went down to 7,000. Big difference there. And on the coin exchange, it wasn't 63. Or excuse me, Coinbase. Yeah, see, there's was 63 right there. See, if I was playing on this exchange, and now I want to see a Tether one, because that's where I'd probably be playing, or a USDC. Let's just do the Tether one, just because I want to use a bit. I would normally play TUSD, and then I have to do the mathematical, like 63.41, the 1x of that number. But no, I'm just going to use a Tether, because that would be something I would, for a day trade, why not? And I'd probably do it on Binance. So yeah, and then this one here, the bottom on this was 69.13. So let's show you on the hourly why it wasn't too difficult to get in on it when you use the 18 average. Okay, can you see it? Pretty easy. It's pretty easy. All right then, so let's take a look at it starting here. You go down below the 18. You are definitely at this stage not selling Bitcoin. No way, no how. You're resisting it. You're not going to do it here either because you need to see more conviction. Just because this red candle came down after green doesn't mean it's going to find support there. Okay, maybe you do it in here. Because at this stage, you have resisted this level. You went lower. You've also had you've also had this pause period, another follow through, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to put a stop above here or wherever. Obviously, with lower highs and the 18 declining and such, there's no way you're stopped at. Okay, so that was one of the spots. And then you had this situation in here. If you ever have a spot where all of this happens, and let me just bring you to that point. This isn't a bad short setup here, as you look at it from here. Because you had this little area. I mean, again, during this point, no. Let's just see how we work from here. Okay, a little bit of weakness showing here. Boom, down it goes. Okay, a little bit of weakness here. So that wasn't a bad time. That looked like a good time. But if you wanted more information, which is what we were looking at here, you resist the 18. You come down to the lows. You have 2 or so pauses. Okay. Then after the 2 pauses, you have a small decline, and then it follows through down. That's a good indication. That's a statement move right there. So that's why, if you would want to get into a short there, you know what? Maybe it might be a good play. Again, I don't like to play this game because I have to keep on looking for it. There's just a lot of things I want to go through. Look at the volume. Then I might want to look at a whole bunch of other indicators. I'm not. I would rather watch YouTube videos, or I would rather do a lot of other things than that. But anyways, but I know a lot of other people like to do it. Okay, so again, the stop on this one above the I was trying to get a drawing tool all over, so let me just get that back. And then now that does that. Oh my God, what a sick thing. Okay, so the stop there would have been in place. Continuing further. Well, now, again, you would have to have been fast and all that stuff, but as you can see, the indications here were fine, the indications here were fine. If you were looking for the leave of the 18, just like that 1 minute, there's a good chance you missed it. And if you had any short positions and this happens, again, the question becomes to how much profit did you get? How far off the lows were you from being played? And then if you're in a situation where maybe I'm going to sell half or a third, maybe you do that. Maybe you're still holding because, okay, I sold a half here, and then I'm just waiting and seeing. Okay, now I'm going to put a stop up here, a stop gain or stop loss from what you could have had or whatever. So now you're going to put a stop up here, and then of course say no one hit, and now it's going down. I'm like, okay, well, as it goes down, I need to go down more to adjust to stop. But if we get a nice leg lower from here, maybe it goes down to the 63 number or whatever, that's where I'm going to fill my position. So stuff like that. But I'm done now with Bitcoin for this video. We're going to move on to ChainLink next. And I'm going to need some help, I think, if I want to buy this, but I really want to buy it. However, I mean, I'm going all in with this whole Neo and Florin, not keeping it on the exchange kind of deal. I don't want to put coins on exchanges. So the number one thing for me right now is wallet. And I got to easily put it on a wallet I'm comfortable with. And a lot of coins, I just have hard times with it and I can't. Ethereum's one of them. Yeah, Ethereum. I mean, I've never been to, what's it, Exodus? I mean, maybe if I understood them better, maybe I can get more coins there. Maybe I should. But anyway. Interesting daily chart. I mean, really? This is... wow. Let's just... Okay, let's go over this. You have this area where it bottomed and it went... And market went sideways. Band flattened out. Then you have this little move in here. Technically established resistance up here and came back beforehand. And sick volatility, to say the least, since the breakout. I mean, that's an understatement. It hasn't stopped yet. You got this retest of the previous low. You retested this high. It came back in here, and now it has just recently broke it. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting pretty serious just in on that right now. But because of everything that's going on, yeah, I need to shorten it out because of the sick volatility. And you can see things a lot more clearly on here. What I might hope for or wait for is in this next move to the where it came from in here, at least at the 1335. But you know what? I'd actually think more of that if I was to miss on a breakout. Maybe put a small amount. If I'm going to bet this on a ratio against something, then I don't really care too much about declines because the ratio of the other coin will take care of itself, which is one of the things I'd be looking for. But you know what? I would do the exact same thing I did with Florin and Neo. I would buy this coin, and then I would spend the next time and just try to find something on Binance to trade it with, knowing that if I can't find anything, LITECOIN or GRS would do the trick. Or in Komodo as well. No, not really. I've already got a good trade. I don't need any more Komodo. Anyway, so yeah, this is ChainLink. Now let's take a look at their webpage. And I'm just going to screen shift this so hopefully we can see everything together on one page. There we go. First of all, I see what looks like an advertisement for what? I mean, really? Why do all of my, and I don't even go to casinos much online, why do my places I go to this site? And I got an ad blocker. Oh, they're a casino. Oh, okay, okay, that's not an advertisement for another site. It is their site. Oh, and I knew that. I was just playing around. Okay, I gotta make this bigger. Yeah, I'm new to this website. I don't know what I clicked on. Okay, I don't want 500 free spins. I don't like disadvantage. Not, I'm an advantage player, so if it's not an advantage player game, then I don't want it. But I know a lot of a lot of other people like disadvantage games. Okay, so what we see here, MBit Casino, 5 Bitcoin bonus, our number one rated casino, USA friendly, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Doji, so you can play with many different coins. Price, I guess this is the price of the coin, market cap 380 million US dollars. Get ChainLink here, okay. They got Chain, okay, never mind. I was thinking before, wow, Chain Link is on Coinbase. That just doesn't make any sense. And now I understand it. Just buy Bitcoin or Ethereum there. Link wallets. Okay. My Ether wallet. Maybe I should give them a shot. Ledger wallet, no way, no how. And I got a few ledgers I got available to me right now. Trezor. I got a Trezor one. But as far as the extra coins, I haven't figured out how to do it. I'm not the most technically savvy, and I probably should be a bit more than I am based on my history and how much I use computers. But I mean, the Doji, the Bitcoin, the Vercoin, the Namecoin, the Dash, the Bitcoin Cash, the Bitcoin, all the ones that come up there with them. The Bitcoin Gold, I'm not playing that, but those are the ones I can do easy. I don't mind those ones. And I'm probably going to get a Model T, but not now, not no way, no how. Ethereum misstep, I don't know much about that. And MetaMask, like maybe I should be looking at these. All link wallets. What I did click on is this here. So, two-factor authentication. I'm looking at ColX. I've heard of that coin. I know somebody who actually got screwed over by having them get delisted, not being able to get the coins off the exchange before they were like gone, whatever. But that's nothing here. Looks like something I can do. I don't even like Monero GUI. If I can get this onto such now cold storage, I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's where I want my coins is on coin storage. And okay, well, what do we got in here? Hardware wallet, open source. I don't even know what multi-sig is. A paper. I kind of understand that. That's almost like you're the computer programmer. 2FA. I don't mind. I don't mind using my cell phone for 2FA. But I sure as heck am not going to put any wallet on any type of, well, I've seen it before. Anything that says, oh, you're Android or iOS or this, have your wallets on your cell phone. No way for me. I'm not going to do that. But as it goes, and this is what I think about casinos. People, I mean, I'm so affiliated with, I've been to casinos a lot in my life. Probably less than you think, and more than what some other people think. I've just going to do some quick numbers in my head. I have probably spent, okay, times that by maybe 6 on average. 300 to 500 hours of my life in the casino, maybe 500 hours. So I've been there enough to know what goes on. I've seen a lot of people play. I've been around a lot of different online casino forums and different things, or gambling forums and different stuff like that. And of course, online gambling as well too. So I know they exist, and I know how a lot of them think. And I've seen them do those scratch ticket things, and I'm on a family where on one of my parents' sides, well, one parent just does no gambling at all. The other is the absolute opposite. So funny. So I think it's funny because my passion to want to gamble is from my mom's side, and my dad's side, the whole like risk and scaredness of it. And I put that together. That gives me good risk reward management, maybe. I don't know. But I've seen pretty much every single one of my family members do not so good. Um, Only a couple of my family members, I think, did really well with the gambling. My mother is down in gambling, but is the lowest in the risk factor, probably because of my dad. I don't know. And then one of my uncles. Oh, he's lost a lot on gambling, but he's at least a successful in his life as far as making and storing and holding fiat currency. Very old at his age, and he's still alive, so that's magnificent. In fact, my only uncle's still alive on that side of the family. Anyway, that's about gambling and all that type of stuff. And people do it. It's and during this economic depression that we're going through, it's interesting because if you don't have the money, you can't gamble, and even if, yeah, so it's just hard for people to come up with gambling if they want to. That's one of the downsides, but they still will. That's one of the good sides. But let's think of it from a crypto standpoint. Bitcoin goes up to like 9,000, 10,000, 20,000. Okay, so these people that are gamblers have money. Okay, and oh my goodness, this could get brutal with gambling sites amongst crypto people when crypto prices are high, and even when they're not, just because they still have it and they've had gains from before. Oh, this. Yeah, I'm going to be getting into this, but only if I can figure out how to weigh where I can put it into a wallet. Let me show you how I get my Komodo. We have this activate coin, native mode, light mode, and that's the one that I use. So what I do, I flip on this. There's a whole bunch of coins on there. Let me just see if there's links in here. Nope. There's not many. So I click on Komodo. Pin, Derek. So I need to put a password. I'm going to get that in now. I'm going to pause the tape for such. And I'm going to put the password in by pasting what I've already copied. And I got a lot of keys for this password. And I'll click the sign in. And it comes up, and I got 645 of them in my hardware wallet. That is 100% of my Komodo. So it's like whatever. It's worth maybe $1,000, a little under. And definitely less now with the Bitcoin price down. 10% less than what I was thinking yesterday, whatever. But now I can easily move and receive them so fast. And I get free ones. It's been 0.76 since the last time I got free ones on May the 7th. So, okay, that's what I'm looking for. An easy way to do it, this being one of them. With that Komodo, I have that password, and I have a private key. And of course, within such, you don't share those. Public keys are different. So, what's interesting, with your credit card, you look back and you see, or in front, you see your credit card number. Okay, well, is that a public key? I guess if anyone just has your credit card number and your expiry date, there's nothing they're gonna. There's not that can't do anything. Maybe they can reserve a hotel room for you. Maybe they can. I don't know if they can't take funds out without that CSV, as far as I know, anyway. And that's the number there, the CSV, which is clearly visible on the back, and only 3 keys at that too. 3 keys. Wow, even 4 is small. But anyway, 3 keys. That's your private key, and when you hand your card over to clerks, you're saying, oh yeah, by the way, on the back, that's my private key. And then when you're on the internet making payments, that's your private key. I can't remember the last time. Actually, I can. The last time I used my that number on the internet. That's when that's a year and a half ago, year and a quarter ago. Back in 2017, when I ended up buying the TradingView worst premium package, the lowest one they had. The most basic, pay for, lowest priced one. And it was on sale. It was a Thanksgiving Day special in 2017. That's why I bought it. And of course, back then, crypto prices were high. Yeah, I can afford it. But they didn't take crypto, so I mean, I had to use my credit card for that. And well, that's the last time I put it in the internet. Thank you for tuning in to today's video, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.